How to use Adobe Creative Cloud app for beginners. So if you're new to Creative Cloud or you're thinking about getting Creative Cloud for yourself, in this video I'll be showing you how to use the app. And by the end of this video, you will know how to navigate everything inside of this application. And by the way, if you don't have Creative Cloud just yet, I've left a 7-day free trial link in the video description down below where you can get Creative Cloud for 7 days free, and after that you'll be getting a 50% off saving. So yeah, that's gonna be in my first link in the video description down below. But now let's get into how to use the Adobe Creative Cloud app. So once you've opened up Creative Cloud, you've signed into it and you've downloaded and you got the subscription, this is how the app should look like. And up in this right corner, you can see your account. Here you can log out or manage your subscription. You can go on your Adobe account. There you'll see your subscription, or you can even go to your preferences. And from your preferences, you'll see how much of your Creative Cloud storage you're using. If you have a business plan, you might see, 1 terabyte of cloud storage here. But for most people, this is going to be 100 gigabytes because with the student plan, as well as with the individual plan, you get 100 gigabytes. Also, you can toggle some of these settings. For example, if you want Creative Cloud to launch at login. So for example, when you turn on your computer, Creative Cloud launches by itself. And then if you have any updates for Adobe software, it's going to update as well automatically. Also, if you go to this app section over here, you can turn on or turn off auto updates. I like to keep this off for myself. I like to update my apps manually just to make sure it doesn't use any extra bandwidth from my internet. Also here, there are the language preferences. It's probably going to set by default to your PC's default language, so there is no need to change that. Also, there are these notifications tab over here. You can really turn on and turn off any notifications. There are notifications for updates for apps. I like to keep that on, so I know and I can decide for myself if I actually want to update my Adobe software. And next up at this assets page, you can choose where you want to download any of the Adobe assets that you're getting. So for example, you might have gotten Adobe stock as well with your subscription, or Adobe fonts, or any of Adobe subscriptions where you can download any extra assets. And with this, you can basically choose where you want to download that. And next up in the appearance tab, you can choose how you want the Adobe Creative Cloud app to appear. I like to keep it on dark, but again, it's probably going to match your system settings. And over here at this last tab, you can customize how your home page looks like. So over here, I just like to keep all my apps selected. So all my apps are shown right in the homepage in the Adobe Creative Cloud app. So yeah, after closing that very quick, you can see on this right side, there are all these apps. If you click on that, Adobe's going to show you all the apps. From here, you can install other apps that you have in your Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, or you can update apps from also, if you go back to the home page, and then from updates, you can update any of these apps. As you can see, I have 3 updates available. And if I were to click on update, I could update it right now. And then as you can see, furthermore, you have all these other things as well. For example, you have your plugins if you installed any plugins. So if we just click on that, you can see that I have the Magic Bullet plugin as well as the Pro Eyes plugin, but I need to get that updated as well. It's not properly installed because I'm not using it at the moment. Also, you will see Adobe fonts, and this is really cool because this is included in your subscription. So you can get unlimited Adobe fonts from here as well. And yeah, you can just browse fonts. If you like anything, you can download it, and it's going to be automatically imported into all of your Adobe software as well. And then lastly, there are these tutorials from the Adobe Creative Cloud app, and this is going to launch an external browser. And from here, you can basically, learn more about all the Adobe software. For example, here is a Photoshop tutorial. It says 8 minutes. And basically from this tutorial, you could learn how to use Gemini's Nano Banana image generation model inside of Photoshop. Okay, so next up, let's go to the left-hand side of this page where you will see all your apps. This is again something that we've seen before from the right-hand side of the Adobe app. But again, up here, you can really, for example, filter for a certain type of apps. So if you click on beta, you can filter for the beta apps. Now, these aren't going to be installed automatically on your computer because they're still in beta. They're a bit more, unstable for day-to-day use. But for example, if you want to be experimenting with some cool features that Adobe is adding to the recent and latest software, you can download these betas over here. But just be careful because these probably aren't meant for day-to-day use. Again, these are very unstable, and they're probably waiting for, further fixes and bug fixes so that they can be rolled out for the majority of the public use. And also there are these other filters on top, so you can filter for photography applications. Here's Photoshop, Lightroom as well. Then you can filter for Acrobat and PDF, or you can even filter for video software, and you see all the Adobe apps that could be used for a video production. Okay, next up, if you go to this Files tab over here, you'll see your Adobe Creative Cloud storage. And for example, if you're working with other people on any project, it's going to show up in the shared with you folder over here. If you have any projects that you've saved into the Creative Cloud app, and if you click on create project over here, you can create a new project, but let's not do that for the sake of this tutorial. Also, you can go on Adobe stocks here as well, and you will see all the Adobe stocks that you have licensed. This could be either free or with your Adobe stock subscription. By the way, if you're interested in an Adobe stock subscription, I've left a 30-day free trial in the link in the video description down below, so you can go ahead and claim that. It's usually 7 days. I don't know why Adobe hides their 30-day free trial, but if you're interested, I've left the link in the video description down below. So yeah, also if you go to your libraries over here, next up, you can see any of your personal libraries. You can make new libraries. These are basically going to be like your folders. So if you click on new library, you can name this library, you can name it after your project or anything you want. So yeah, this is basically just for you to organize your files and projects in the Adobe Creative Cloud. Also, if you go to this generation history, this is going to be Adobe's, Firefly generative model. So I've tried generating some construction pictures, as you can see, 8 months ago, and these are all going to be showing up here as well. I've also tried generating some apples. These are pretty realistic. Yeah, and this is also included in your Creative Cloud subscription. It really depends on which subscription you get, but you usually generally get around 4,000 monthly credits for Adobe Firefly, and you can also use other generative models as well. For example, Gemini or Nano Banana. And next up, if you go to this benefits tab over here, you will see all the benefits that Adobe Creative Cloud is giving you with your subscription. So for example, you can get LinkedIn Premium for 3 months for free. You can redeem that code by just simply clicking that, and it's gonna bring up your browser's pop-up page where you can claim this discount yourself, or this deal for yourself. Next up, if you go to this Create tab over here, and you'll see that there are further cool features that you can do with Adobe Express. For example, you can remove the background of any pictures, you can resize pictures, you can convert things to GIF. And finally, if we go to the stock and marketplace tab over here, you can see all your Adobe fonts as well. But again, this is going to be included in your subscription. There is nothing special to see over here. And again, you can switch the plugins tab up here as well. So yeah, if you want to get Adobe Creative Cloud with a 7-day free trial, click my first link in the video description down below. Or if you're interested in the Adobe Stocks 30-day free trial, there is a second link in my video description down below. So yeah, that was basically it. That was how to use Adobe Creative Cloud's desktop app. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.